Hello, you beautiful people. This is Michael Botts from the michaelbottsexperience.com, but most of you already knew that. And I wanted to talk today about something I was talking about with Stacy Lapardis the other day, and it's just really been kind of heavy on my heart. And I want to make sure you guys know what's going on, and hopefully this will help you. I signed up for a CrossFit class, and it was a risk to do that. You know, I talk about risk, fail, learn, repeat. And I was like, well, I'm going to do it, see what happens. And I went over there and signed up. Cost me money. And I went to the first class, and I thought for sure, man, at that first class, I am going to be the worst, the slowest, the fattest, the least in shape, the lowest cardio. You know, I thought everyone was going to leave me behind. That was an illusion. When we did our first thing and they put it on the board, you know, everybody was about the same as me. There was a few people way ahead, but everybody else was about the same. And it's funny that my brain told me that story. And so I've been thinking about, I talk about the highlight reel, and we base our life on what someone else's highlight reel is. But I also think there's another reel going, and it's our failure reel. And what happens is we start thinking about our fails and what we've not accomplished and our incompleteness and the things that we haven't done. And we're playing that reel, and then we're playing the highlight reel, and we put them alongside each other, and we're like, we can't do anything. Stacy told me that she had 15 people sign up for her weight loss contest or weight loss competition. They paid money, and then they didn't go, and only 4 people weighed in, 4 or 6 people weighed in. And, you know, of course, there's going to be numbers. There's going to be the fall-off number. That's normal. That's part of the human race. I mean, the reason that an airline will overbook is because they know a certain amount of people are not coming. And then they make money doing that. So there's always going to be this fall-off. But I want each of us individually not to be that fall-off, not to be the fallout. And the way you do it is stop underestimating yourself. Stop underestimating how amazing you are, what you can do. And what's the worst that could happen? Let's say I go to CrossFit and I am the slowest, and I am the fattest, and I am the one with the least cardio. What if that was the truth? So what? Why does that matter? Why does that matter to us so much? Why did out of 15 people in that weight loss contest, only 4 to 6 showed up to weigh in? Because they thought everyone was going to lose so much weight and so much more interest. Because they gained a pound. Because they didn't do what they thought they were going to do. They looked at it as a failure, as opposed to looking at it like, you know what, I went to 2 classes. I went to 2 Zumba classes. I had never been to Zumba before. I'm going to count that as a win. I'm going to go weigh in and see what happened. You know, I only lost 2 pounds. But I'm going to count that as a win, and I'm going to go and I'm going to weigh in, and I'm going to keep my stats and check on myself and get some checks and balances on myself. You know, and this thing with the CrossFit is continuing. I went again this morning, and I was like, well, we're going to do this thing, and I'm going to be last, and I'm going to be the slowest. And it was all just an illusion in my mind. It's an illusion up here. We need to go for it. We need to step in to our beautifulness, step into our amazingness, and go for it. Because honestly, so what? What if you try to buy the house across the street and you fail at it? So what? What if your house has been foreclosed on? Does that make you less of a person? No, that means you risked something, you failed, and you could learn from it, and you could go again. Is there anyone that's ever bought a house, got foreclosed on, and they were still able to live a good life? Yes. So whatever our excuse is, I don't want to say like I'm attacking you. I'm dealing with this. I'm working through this. So I'm not preaching to you. I'm talking to us to help you get through it. But why? Why are we so intolerant of ourselves? If someone else showed up and they only lost a pound, we would be like, hey, Judy, you did a great job. You know, if someone else's house got foreclosed on, we'd be like, it's all right, recover, you can do it. Hey, you still got your health. You know, we're so encouraging to the rest of the world, but then we look in the mirror and we beat that person to death. We got to love the person in the mirror. We've got to adore the person in the mirror. That person matters the most. The reason that when the oxygen mask comes down in the airplane, the reason they say to put yours on first is because if you don't, in 2 minutes, you're going to be done and you're not going to be able to help anyone else. Actually, I think it's 90 seconds. In 90 seconds, if the cabin pressure, if the door blows off, in 90 seconds, if you don't put your oxygen mask on, you're not going to be able to help anybody else. You're just going to be like, that's why they say put yours on first. I'm telling you, in your life, put your oxygen mask on first. Get your workout in. Get your rest. Get your dream in the front. Get your passion in the front. Because if you don't take care of you, it's just this empty shell that shows up as a mom. It's this empty shell that shows up as a dad. It's this empty shell that shows up as a wife. It's an empty shell that shows up as a husband. It's an empty shell that shows up and gives 8 hours to a job. If you're not putting you first, everyone else is like 14th. You can do anything you set your mind to. It is so true. If you think you can, you're right. And if you think you can't, you're right. We got to get this right. And that's by guarding our eye gate, our ear gate, and our mouth gate. The only thing that matters, the only reason we are where we are is because of what we let in here, what we've let in here, and what we've set out of here. So if you want to change, and I know we all want to change, we want to grow, we want to keep going. We want to go. My arm's getting a little tired. I'm going to switch my hand here. We want to keep growing. Even if you're killing it right now. Even if you are stellar, you're making money, you're an awesome dad, you're an awesome husband. Even if you're doing all that, you want to go to the next level. And the way you do that is by guarding your ear gate, your eye gate, and your mouth gate. You guard what you see. You guard what you hear. You guard what you say. Because everything you say goes out your mouth, in your inner ear, down in your soul, and your soul tries to make it true. If you say, man, my business is slow, we are struggling right now, the phone is not ringing, customers are not calling, everybody's asking for a discount. Now you've said that out your mouth, it goes in your inner ear, and your soul makes it, starting to make it come true. And you see everything through those goggles. You see everything through the view of what you just said. But if you say, man, the phone is ringing off the hook. I got customers waiting in line. I've got 10,000 people signed up to take my course. If you're saying that, that comes out your mouth, goes in your inner ear, down in your soul, and your soul is lining up with the universe to make that happen. So whatever we have that we don't want, it's on us. And we can change it by what we say. Whatever you have that you do want, it's on us. Because we spoke it into existence. It really comes down to risk, fail, learn, repeat. Risk. People, those 15 people risked to take that, to do that weight loss contest. They paid money. Some of them failed. They didn't show up for the weigh-in. They didn't go to class, whatever it is. Now they have an opportunity to learn. When you fail, we're all failing. When you fail, you have to sit at the feet of fail and learn. Let it be your master and teach you. Learn from fail. And then you repeat. You repeat smarter, faster, stronger, better. We are looking at our list of fails, and we're not set. Everything on your list of fails should be a learn. You should be able to look at it and go, okay, I got foreclosed on my house because I took this risk. I spread it out. I went out to eat too much. I bought a car when I should have, Ubered. Whatever it is. Whatever the answer to that question is, you know what it is. And you could take that fail and you can learn from it. Or you can go, man, my house got closed on. I'm never risking that again. I'm going to rent the rest of my life. I'm not going to take any more risk. The world is bad and everybody's against me. You can go down that route too. Choice. Choose. I care about you. And you can do this. Take a risk. Get out there. Take a risk. If there's not a chance of you failing, it's not a risk. Take a risk. Remember, you were born to risk. It was in your DNA when you started. You risk by coming out here into this cold world. You risk by eating. You risk when you were learning to walk. You risk and failed and risk and failed and risk and failed. And never, ever have you sat at the table and heard a baby go, no baby food for me. No mashed carrots for me tonight, Mom. I am just so stressed about walking. Dad's walking. You're walking. Big brother's walking and I'm not walking, so I just can't eat tonight. It's been a miserable failure. It's been a nightmare and I can't go on. You never see that because a baby is programmed to risk, fail, learn, repeat. A baby just gets up and goes again. Big bump on their head, scratches on her knees, and she just gets up and goes again. She falls down the stairs. She'll get right at the top of the stairs and go again. She hasn't even learned to be afraid yet. But then life shows up and tells us that failure is bad. Failure means you suck. Failure is the worst thing that could happen. No, it's not. Failure is going to happen. It's guaranteed. Wake up. Learn from it. I love you. I care about you. I could go on longer, but I don't want to, hopefully, people have stayed on this long. Thank you. I would love to hear some comments. I'd love you to share this. I'd love to hear some feedback from you. Give me feedback. Get some shares out there. Let's see if we can help some more people. I love you.